like standing next to him, you're like, okay, what do I say? I had a notepad of some stuff, some questions I wanted to ask, and it's. But then you realize that they're just people. They just have more fame than you do, or they have more publicity than you do. But at the end of the day, they're a person. They breathe just like you. They piss just like you. I mean, at the end of the day.
How many times have you been driving home though and went, "Oh crap, I didn't ask him this." Like, I get that a lot. Like, oh, I forgot. Or I write a bunch of jokes and the podcast goes a whole different direction, and I don't even get to use what I wrote that I thought was really funny. So okay.
Right. That definitely does happen. We're talking with Tom Klein of Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, the largest podcast in Milwaukee. Very appreciative to have him on the show. Independent podcast. So what movies are you watching right now, or what's a movie or a TV series that you're currently watching now?
Well, currently I have 43 short films I have to review for the Twisted Dreams Film Festival. So
wow,
that
43.
Yeah, well, it's only like 8 hours of some are like 2-minute films, some are 8 minutes, some are 25. They're the short films.
Okay.
Mark is doing the feature films. He's got 8 feature films to watch. So actually the quality, I mean, people are going to be flying in from all over the world here. We're getting films from France, Germany, Mexico, a lot from Wisconsin. Wisconsin gets a pass on the fee to enter the contest, but the quality is just amazing. I just saw a really good one. It was an 8-minute film called Peep. And I know a lot of you guys probably aren't going to come to Milwaukee to see the film festival, so I'll tell you about it. It's a lady who gets a new apartment building, and there's like pounding on the door, and her peephole was removed, but a new weird one was replaced. So she can like only see into the spirit world through this peephole. And then she takes the peephole off the door, and it's just so creepy, so awesome, and 8 minutes long, and I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was just a masterpiece of 8 minutes, and it got me thinking, like, how many crappy films would be awesome if they just shortened them to 8 minutes?
That's true.
Just what you really want is 8 minutes.
That is so
You know,
true.
even some mediocre comedies, if you just shorten this to a half hour, I think nobody would be mad.
Yeah.
Just made it 30 funny minutes instead of an hour and a half of okay.
Yeah, it eliminates all the fluff, all the extra stuff, all the walking around.
They have to get it to 90 minutes for the theater, or the theater won't show it. So a lot of these movies are 60 minutes of gold. Yeah, now you got to water it down just to make the cut. So I'm really enjoying some of these short films. But some of these short films I watch are like, are they going to read my comments? Like, I'm going to have thousands of dollars of podcast material at this festival for 4 days. Do I need a guard? Oh, they can't see it. Cool. All right. Yeah. Then I can. Am I Simon Cowell or Randy Jackson? What? Just let me know.
Right. Yeah. Which
one
are you? Yeah. Which one are you playing? Exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Key C. Thank you for tuning in. We have Tom Klein of Off the Rails with Tom and Mark on the show. Any questions you may have for him about his show or about what he does. This is Tom Klein of Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, a podcast. Shout out to That Bad DJ. Flat Earth, hashtag Flat Earth, stay woke. Appreciate you tuning in. On the show, you have 3 taboos that you never talk about religion, never talk about politics, and never talk about Brett Favre. The last one intrigues me. To expand on that.
Okay. Well, first of all, comedy rule of 3. We never wanted to talk religion or politics, so we needed a third one. And if you live in Wisconsin, which would be our basic startup view, we thought it is so divisive. It is like 50-50 people love Brett Favre to death, or they hate him and want him dead. So it is that divided here. Like, some people forgave him, some people will never forgive him. So You either get the gunslinger or the dong slinger. Whatever they spit out, you'll know which side of the fence the dong slinger. So yeah, we just decided, okay, we're not going to talk about Brett Favre because we don't want to cut our audience in half. So, and that is the one that gets the most dollars in the taboo jar. It just comes up in random conversation so many times. He was such an icon around here for so long that it's hard not to.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like Voldemort, he who shall not be named as a quarterback.
and then he pulled, I'm gonna retire. Oh, hold on, somebody else is calling. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna retire. Oh no, I'm thinking I'm gonna come back again. That whole song and dance that he did, he will be remembered for that, as well as all of his other things he's done. But that one to me, I won't ever forget that because he was
doing that from 2003 on.
Yeah.
2003 on. So he did it for like 7 years before they pulled the plug. That is, I mean, just way too long. You can't string a team along that long.
Right.
And when you got a backup like Aaron Rodgers sitting in the wing, enough was enough, and you gotta move on.
Yeah.
And then he played 3-4 more years.
Right, and he wasn't even. The reports were, you were there, but he wasn't even wanting to help Aaron Rodgers. He was just like, yeah, I know you're here, kid, but I'm not sharing anything with you. You're just here, carrying my bags, type of thing.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I never had a good, like I probably should tell everyone I was a Patriots fan, so growing up in middle school with 4 different Drew Bledsoe jerseys, you can imagine how 7th graders treated me after the Packers beat them in the Super Bowl.
And how did that happen? I know we did mention that before the show. I'm a Patriots fan in Packer country. Talk about what made you make that decision? Was it a family thing, or what made you come to that choice?
When I was younger, for some reason, the Buffalo Bills rubbed me the wrong way. Just as a kid, we used to do a football pool, and it seemed to be the team that I could never pick, the Buffalo Bills. And then they went on this 4-year Super Bowl run, and they were always in. I was so happy when they lost. So one year, New England went 2-14. It was 1992, and the Bills went 14-2, and their only 2 losses were to New England. And I said, you know what? That's awesome. And then they drafted Drew Bledsoe, and I just loved the way he threw the ball. He threw it like a dart. I was growing up playing football all the time, and I just emulated the way he threw the ball. And then they started doing well, and it got really cool. And everybody, after being bad so long, people start liking the Patriots again. Like, okay, they're harmless. We'll like them. And then they got really good, and then they played the Packers, and that solidified my hate because I'm pretty sure Packer fans invented the internet just so they could bully me about my Patriot love. And then, Bledsoe went down. That was rough. My cousin and I were really close. We were both Drew Bledsoe fans, and that's where we split off. He said, I'm not going to like the Patriots anymore because you don't fire a guy. And I'm like, I'm going to stick with the team. And, Tom Brady has been a serviceable backup, and as soon as Drew Bledsoe heals from his Mo Lewis hit, I'm sure he'll be starting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he will be back.
I heard, I still love Drew Bledsoe. He's like my number one. I can get over Tom Brady, though, now. I got over it. He won me over.
Everything he's done during his career, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's won a lot of Patriots fans over.
Yeah, and I got the best of both worlds because when Brady and Belichick retire and they suck, I get to sit back and be, Uncle Rico, nothing's better than 1982. This guy sucks, he's no Brady. I just get to live in the past for the rest of my life.
Right.
It's great. I'm going to win-win. So it's been... they're the only team in the past 20 years that have won just a little bit more than the Packers. So that's why everybody around here hates them so bad. And I've just developed, I'm from Boston. When they ask me why I like it, like, oh, yeah, wicked pissa. I'm from Boston, And Otherwise, why do I have to go into the whole story with every drunk at the bar?
It's not even, the story's not even going through. The conversation's not getting through to him. So, yeah.
No. Just, no, I'm from Boston. It's wicked hard to live here. So, yeah, that's just my defense mechanism.
Yeah, and normally that works. I'm sure, because they're so drunk anyway.
Yeah, it's just easier that way. Yeah, I'm from Boston, man. Don't worry about it. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Get out of here. I don't
welcome,
want to hear about football.
Welcome to Shelly Q in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. So we have Tom with Off the Rails with Tom and Mark. Where can everyone find the podcast? What's the easiest avenues to get to it and listen to it?
Well, the easiest way right now, we're going to be switching it up, but we do Facebook Live on the weekends. We'll let you know when it's happening. You can find us Off the Rails with Tom and Mark or at Off the Rails TM. Our website is offtherailstm.com. You can email me questions, Off the Rails TM. Find us on Twitter. It's all Off the Rails TM for Tom and Mark. Don't expect a conversation with us on Twitter. We just post the episodes. Twitter is basically a loaded machine gun on the side of your bed that only ends careers, so we don't mess with it. We just put the shows out on it. We're not going to get into a back and forth. Twitter is its own entity. You always hear, oh, did you hear Twitter is mad? Who is Twitter? What is it? And how are they mad? Right. But okay, so they've never helped anybody's career, so we'll just put the shows on Twitter. You can do what you want, but that's the last place to find a conversation with us. Probably use Facebook or, we're on, 16, 19, 22 different podcast hosting sites. We're easy enough to find. If you just type in Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, you can't miss us.
Definitely. So anywhere that you guys listen to podcasts, you can find them, follow them, go listen to them. I'm going to invite all the friends that I have to your page so that they can like it and hopefully keep in touch and listen to the podcast. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And you have a great rest of your evening. Real quick, before I let you go, what is up next on the next episode, if you don't mind sharing, for Off the Rails?
Next episode, we have national touring comedian Nate Ford, and he is bringing a very popular open mic host, Jeff Spankowski, to do some, comedy. We're going to talk comedy, see what it's like, advice to open micers. If you ever have wild hair and want to get up there, this would be a good show. He'll tell you what to do, how to perform, where to go, tips. Just everybody always has that idea of, I could get up there for 5 minutes and try it. And this will be a good episode for everybody to listen in and see what it takes and maybe actually grow a pair and get up there and do it for a change.
Yeah. That sounds like a great, because everybody thinks that they can do it, but obviously when you get up there and you start shaking and shivering, and so that'll definitely be a good show.
Yeah, go watch an open mic first. I'll tell you that right before. Take one study day and see how it goes. Don't just run up there and sign your name on the piece of paper.
Right.
Just have one day, see how it goes. You'll be nervous enough watching the first time when you know you're going to do it next time. But talk to the comedians. They're all friendly, and they'll pump you up, and they'll sit and watch you, and you'll get a lot of support. You won't believe how great local comedians are to support a new person coming in. So you'll have fun. Just listen in, and it'll be a good time. We always have a good time there. So, and if you want to be a guest on the show, call us in. We'll Skype you in. Come on into the studio. I got a fridge full of beer. We have a good time.
Definitely. Well, appreciate you for coming on. Once again, Tom with the Off the Rails with Tom and Mark podcast. I'll put the link in the chat room. You can go to the website, check it out. Also like the Facebook page. Appreciate you for coming on the show, and have a good evening.
Hey, thank you. You too. Good luck in the tournament.
All right. Thanks. Yep. Filling out my bracket right now.
All right.
Take
it easy.
Yep. All right. That was Tom with the Off the Rails with Tom and Mark podcast. Like I said, I'll put the link in the chat room there. Next up, we will have a very good friend of mine. You know what time it is.